and roll the feet. If you have a wall, feel free to use that wall for a little bit of extra balance support. All right, we're going to go ball the foot to heel the foot for a minute. And then we're going to explore the ball of foot just a little bit more, a little ball of foot, the toes. So just right now, back and forth. Doesn't have to be deep. Just kind of take a little inventory of what's there. And especially if you just finished the previous class, focus on your breath. So try to get control, slow things down. Big inhales and match the exhales. And just try to get into that more controlled breathing pattern. All right, same foot. And we're going to do what we do polka dot. So push down, hold, rock onto the ball, rock off. Push down, hold, rock on the ball, rock off. And we're targeting those spaces that you might have some extra tension in, right? Today I found one on the outer side down by my heel bone. I'm going to spend a little extra time there, basically rocking on, hold, maybe wiggling the toes a little bit because that's our stretch, right, of our pin and stretch. This is the pin. The stretch is spreading those toes, getting those fascial layers to unbind and stretch a little bit. Good. All right, now put the ball right underneath the ball of your foot. We're just going to do a little bit of work there. We're going to try to reach down and we're going to pick up the ball with our hand, but it's our foot, right? We're going to grab it. Imagine picking it up. Hold. Now, imagine you're going to throw the ball away. How would you throw it away, right? You throw it down to the floor and you pick up your fingers and spread them apart wide, right? We're going to do a few of those. Pick it up, throw it down. Pick it up, throw it down. Good. Really try to get those toes moving. Get a little muscles in the feet. Moving. Remember, there's 26 muscles in the feet. Lots of joints and interconnections. And fascia layers, multiple fascia layers in the bottom of the feet. Pick it up, throw it away. Pick it up, throw it away. Pick it up, throw it away. And do one more. Pick it up, throw it away. Good. Shake out that foot. All we did was the foot. And all I want to do right now is just a little bit side to side, right? How does that side feel versus that side you have not rolled? Can you find balance on that side? How does it feel compared to balance on the other side? Right? All we did was the bottom of the foot. All right, so if you get nothing else from this class, it should be pretty clear that rolling the bottom of your feet does have benefits. All right, let's switch other side. Start with that ball of foot to the heel of foot. Back and forth motion, doesn't have to be deep. Just explore what's going on this foot. Definitely going to be different than what was going on the other foot. Spend some time. Feel it out. Right? Remember the arch space. Get in there. That outside space. Good. Right? My mat likes to move on me here. All right. So now I'm going to rock in, polka dot. Rock in, rock off. Or rock on, rock off. Okay. And as I rock onto the space, I'm going to wiggle the toes, rock off. Rock on, rock off. In and stretch. In and stretch. In and stretch. Let's do one more. Good. Okay, so now ball under, right in the center of the ball of my foot. So this is my foot. The ball is going to be right here in the middle. I'm going to pretend I'm going to pick up that ball and I'm going to throw it away. I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to throw it away. Good. Even put eyes All right, usually don't want you to put your head forward or your shoulders, spend a lot of time there because we spend time there already or too much, but put eyes on your feet. That helps stop moving a little bit. Can you really crunch up your toes and then really concentrate on spreading them wide? Use your hands to mimic what you want your feet to do. Good. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, and throw it away and hold. 2 more. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Throw away and hold. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Throw it away and hold. Good. Shake out that foot. Right? How does it feel? Right? That side, now that side, my knee, left knee feels much, much better than before I rolled that foot. Do one-legged balance. How does that foot feel? Right? Just you feel more activity. Pretty much a little bit more equal strength on both sides. Good. All right, so we're going to move on. We're going to stretch, focus on just stretching the calves today. That movement we did with the feet really tend to open up the feet a little bit, so we're going to move up to the calves. So using your wall, back foot, heel to the floor, and we're going to press forward into the wall, press the heel down to the floor, and hold for 3 breaths. Knee is straight here, straight knee, hips forward. Nice, so we're here. Good. Now relax a little bit. Right, pin yourself forward. Heel stays on the floor, bend the knee just a little bit. Feel that stretch down towards the ankles, or towards the ankle, into that Achilles space. And come on up, switch sides. So again, pushing the wall if you have it, heel down, hands forward, push forward, press the heel down, hold. Right, this is what I look like here. So pushing into the wall, back knee straight right now. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good. Back knee to the toes. Keeping that heel down. Good. Coming on up. All right. So we're going to roll. I'm going to move up the chain and start with those low glute muscles today. Start right there. So lower glute, glute max. The ball between yourself and the wall. Do a little side to side motion. So go a little horizontal. Okay. So think from tailbone out to that ball and socket joint. Maybe it's a little diagonal. You can do a little diagonal in and out. That's actually how those glute max fibers run, is on a diagonal pattern. Right? And then right around that hip joint, and you see if you can trace that circular joint in all those little tissues. Right? So glute max, yes. Glute med, upper glute, also connects in this space as well. Okay, if you find a tight spot, I have one right here. I'm going to press, hold, breathe. Then I'm going to take that same side arm up, so that's the wall side, and I'm going to reach away. Okay, if you have a tight spot in that space, you can feel how a tight spot just in that glute can tighten up that entire hip and low back. So what we're doing here, pinning and stretching. We're stretching all that fascia, right? That gets bound up in that one spot. Imagine it's like a fabric, right? So if you had a spot on your shirt and somebody just started twisting it, right? The fabric on the other side is going to get pulled, right? So when that fascia gets tight, it gets pulled in different parts of the body. So what we're doing here is trying to loosen up, pin it, and then we're going to stretch it back down. Good. And just alternate between sides, staying in that glute max. I'll come closer so I can kind of show you what I'm talking about. So if you imagine you had a muscle, or a trigger point or adhesion in your fascia tissue, right? Right here, my t-shirt. So imagine this tightness. See what happens to the rest of my t-shirt, right? It gets tight. It's pulling on different parts, not just this part. Over here, it's getting pulled. So everything over here is going to change. So that's why this fascia release is so important, because we want our fascia to be able to move with the muscles, right? And not bound up right in that space, but also not binding up in other places and affect the movement in those spaces as well, right? Enough of my soapbox. All right, let's go back. Find high glute, right? So rim of the pelvis. Right underneath it, again, horizontal pattern, in to out. Good. In to out. Right, again, you find a tight spot. If you had a tight spot in your glute max, probably going to have one in that glute med on the same side. So feel it. You find one, same thing, press, hold. So you're actively pressing into that space, reaching up, and then actively reaching away. So I got hip going to the wall. I got hand reaching away. Stretching, holding, and most important, breathing. Hold for at least 3 good inhales and exhales. Good. All right, so just about 20 more seconds here on that high glute space. I can take it into that complete, right? Here's the top of my pelvis on the side. You can take it into that space, so kind of coming sideways on, into the wall, coming up and over. And again, I do more, on Mondays I basically concentrate from the hips down. So if you really want to focus on the lower body, make sure you tune in on Mondays, because basically everything we do is from this top hip crease down to the floor. Actually, we go the reverse way, but on Wednesdays we do some upper body work as well. But if you want more lower body, make sure you come tune in on Mondays. All right, so next up, right, we're going to find your spine, right? Big ropey muscles right next to the spine. Going to find the rim of your pelvis. Imagine it's an L, which is not, okay? But just imagine that 90-degree pattern. So we're going to try to find the corner, that 90-degree angle of your imaginary L here in your back. Okay, so on the surface layer are your spinal extensors. Okay, those are the long muscles that run up and down next to your spine. And what you want to do is make sure that that ball is on the muscle tissue, not on the spine itself. So that ball should be offset, right? It's not center. And this is a great one. If you have 2 tennis balls, you put them in a long sock, tie a knot so they're nice and tight. You can get those balls just to run up and down on either side of your spine, because the space between the balls is where your spinal column will be. All right, so we're just finding those spinal extensors. All right, now find that 90-degree angle again and take it out just a little bit towards your hip. So you can kind of nestle the ball into that space just off of the spinal extensors. Maybe you're kind of coming at the extensors from the side a little bit. Okay, and then underneath there is this muscle called the QL muscle, right? The muscle that runs from the top of your hip and connects to your bottom ribs, right? This muscle, once it gets angry, it's hard to get it to calm back down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good. So if you couldn't get down in that QL, that's fine. Just kind of get in there, nestling that ball into those extensors. If they're really, really tight, just getting them to release a little bit. And go ahead and find the other side, okay? Kind of start in that 90-degree right? Position of your L. Ball is right next to the spine. We're going to go down and up. Just bend the knees. Stand back up. It's not a full squat, just a little baby squat. Down and up. And then move the ball just a little bit out towards your hip. And then kind of press back. So that, imagine that ball kind of coming at, instead of going here on your extensors, it's kind of coming at an angle, right? Onto those extensors. And maybe you're getting into that underneath that QL muscle as well. And wiggle the hips a little bit, whatever feels good. Just make sure you continue with your breath. Good. We'll be here for another 30 seconds. So if you want to go back to the first side or go back to the high glute space, do what works for you. Continue with the breath. Good. All right. So moving up the back, next bony landmark we're going to hit is the shoulder blade. So you can see my shoulder blade moving there, right? That bony landmark. We're going to start with placing the ball right underneath of that shoulder blade. Okay. So right at the bottom. And again, it's not a 90-degree angle, but you can kind of picture your shoulder blade. If this is my shoulder blade, we're going to trace the bottom of it, and we're going to go up the vertical side of it. Okay. Right now I'm going from spine out to my shoulder, right? Getting the bottom edge. If this is my, you see here, this is my shoulder blade. I'm going to do this bottom edge. And next up, I'm going to drop down and send that ball right next to the vertical spine of my shoulder blade. Down and up. Right? So I can go horizontal to vertical. Horizontal to vertical. But if you find a tight spot, I have one right here on the horizontal line of my scapula. I'm going to reach up my arm, and again, just stretch out of that space, or maybe just reaching across. Again, in and stretch. So how you stretch is up to you, right? Make sure it's slow and controlled. Make sure you breathe. Good. And other side. Okay. Or stay on that side, whatever you need. Remember, this class is your class. Your body. Horizontal, vertical. Horizontal, vertical. Good. This is another 30 seconds here. Right, in this space, and yes, you can nuzzle that ball between the vertical edge of your collar or your shoulder blade and your spine, right? You still have spinal extensors in that space as well. So you can kind of find the ball in there too. So right as you go up and down next to that spine, or sorry, next to the spine of your shoulder blade, you're going to hit some extensors in that space as well. Got it. So a little bit more here. All right. Just do a couple shoulder blade squeezes. Should have a little bit better mobility back there. Next bony landmark is your shoulder, right? So you can feel that shoulder. We're going to find that deltoid muscle right here on the outside, putting that ball right on that deltoid muscle. Now I'm just going to kind of move my shoulder, okay? I'm moving it more than I actually am on the wall, but I'm just moving so you can see. So I'm kind of just doing a circular pattern, forward and back, and just moving that ball back and forth, up and down, right along that deltoid muscle. Inhale and exhale. All right, if you have a tight spot here, then you can add movement at the elbow. Right? Maybe just bend and flex at the elbow. And then you're just gonna roll to put the ball in the back here. So imagine nestling it right above the back of your armpit. And finding that, now we're finding the rear deltoid, okay? Rear deltoid and rotator muscles back there. Again, circular pattern, horizontal, vertical, whatever feels good in the space. Pin, and what is the stretch? What's the closest? You can move at the elbow. You could also move, right? Move the head. Nice and controlled. Pin and stretch. Nice, shoulders and neck. Very, very interconnected. If you've got a shoulder issue, sometimes you won't know it's in the shoulder. You're gonna get symptoms more in the neck, and the reverse. If you have a neck issue, it's gonna appear in the shoulder. Right? So nice and slow. If you're doing that neck movement, make sure it's nice and slow, controlled. Maybe you're just turning. Maybe shaking your head no, nodding it yes. Maybe tilting ear to shoulder. Whatever feels good to you. All right, so we went from the deltoid on the side to the rear deltoid. Staying in the shoulder right now, we will hit that trapezius next, but staying in the shoulder here. Just a little bit more time. Good, and shake it out. Other side, okay? Deltoid, sideways on. Then we can add movement at the elbow. Okay, remember that kind of rolling the shoulder pattern. Good, and then taking it to the rear deltoid, so I'm just kind of rolling over, finding the back side of my armpit, okay? Back side and top of my armpit, okay? My armpit was the Chesapeake Bay. The ball's gonna be right there at Havre de Grace, right there, and move it around, right there at the corner. Good, and you can rotate between the side deltoid and the rear deltoid. All right, so before we go up into the neck, and we'll do a little bit of this trap work, I want to target the chest. Okay, we did a lot of pushing movements today and body sculpting, but in general, we tend to be in this shoulder forward rolled position, right? And the shoulders, especially right here in this pec minor space, gets really, really tight. So we're going to put the ball right into that space, and how are we going to roll that? Well, it does look a little funny. It looks like you're kissing the wall a little bit, okay? But just like we had the ball at the top corner of the armpit in the back, now we've got it at the top corner of the armpit in the front. So what I'm going to try to do is explore this space down into a little bit of that pec space, all in this space, front of the deltoid, right? Pec minor. And you have to step away from the wall a little bit and lean into that space. Right? Be very surprised if you don't find some crispy crunchies in here. So control it. Only go as deep as you need to. Breathe. Right, front of the deltoid, right in here. Could have some tightness too, that's connected to your bicep, right? Good, and go ahead and switch sides. So starting here, right? Coming into the chest, and maybe down into the arm a little bit. Kind of lean into the wall. Good. Okay. So finishing up with our rolling. Now we're going to go into the trap space, right? So you can grab your trap there. That's that muscle that connects your head to your shoulders, right? That's the one that tends to get super, super tight. So your bony landmark is the back of your shoulder blade. Find that bony landmark. You're going to put the ball right on top. Again, feet away from the wall, kind of lean into it. And we're going to go from shoulder to neck, horizontal roll with that ball just pressed up against the top ledge of your collarbone, right? And just do a nice gentle horizontal pattern there. If you find a tight spot, which again, I'd be super surprised if you don't find something in here, right? Hold it, and then gentle movement. You can nod your head yes. You can turn it no. You can take that ear, opposite ear, to the shoulder. You can also do just a gentle pull, right? So we've done this stretch that targets that trapezius. So if you have a pin back there, just be real gentle as you pull that same side arm across. Breathe. And whenever you're ready, take it to the other side, okay? So find that ledge that collarbone provides, right? That bony ledge, ball goes on top, and then let that ball kind of sink into those trap muscles, trap muscle tissues, and breathe. Again, you can shake your head no, nod it yes. Good. All right, and then after that, just do some big rolls, maybe some arm pulls across, maybe grabbing behind, squeezing shoulder blades, lifting the chest, and some big shoulder rolls. I should feel good. All right, so coming down to the floor, we've got about 10 more minutes, a little bit more, and we're going to stretch. Okay, so we're going to start down on the floor. And the child's pose, okay? So we're going to come here. And I want you to start with knees apart, toes together. Press your hips to your heels, okay? So if you come here, great, to kind of sink your hips and your heels. If that's too much on your knees, then adjust as you need to. Or you can always use a pillow as well. So what I want you to think about is your hips are your anchor here, okay? So your hips are your anchor. I'm going to reach out forward, walking my hands forward. So I'm not bringing my hips forward, right? My hips are my anchor. So I'm going to actually actively think tailbone to my feet, then walk my hands forward. And what I want you to do is walk your right hand forward. Reach it longer than your left. Take 2 breaths. And then walk your left hand forward. Take it further than your right. Take 2 breaths. And then walk your right hand forward. Take it further than your left. 2 breaths. And then walk your left hand forward. Get it as far forward as you can. 2 breaths. Good. And then you're going to bring your hands in here. You can, if you have a little pillow or a towel or something, you can put it under your head, under your forehead. And I'm going to pick my head up just to talk so you can hear me. But I want you to keep your forehead down. Okay? I'm going to put my left hand and arm on the floor, and then my forehead right above it. I'm going to take my right arm out on a diagonal. I'm going to reach forward, feeling that stretch down the back of the right shoulder, but then I'm going to take my hand, thumb up to the ceiling, and reach my fingers wide. So as I reach my fingers wide and away, I'm going to pull back through my right hip. Big inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now with that right hand, can you turn your palm up to the ceiling? Again, I want your forehead on your mat here. I'm just picking up my head so you can hear me. I don't have a microphone. So reaching the fingers forward, pulling the hip back, palm up to the ceiling. 3 breaths here. Good, and then we switch. So that right hand now on the floor, left one out on the diagonal. Reach it forward, forearm on the towel, or forehead on your forearm or the towel. Walk your fingers forward. Walk, 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 climb, and then lift your thumb up to the ceiling, spread your fingers wide, pull your right hip back. And turn your palm to the ceiling, spread the fingers wide. Good, and coming up now to all fours. If you want to use your towel, your pillow under your knees, that's fine. We're gonna go knees under hips, hands under shoulders. So from this all fours position, we're gonna do a little bit of a different move. It's called wag your tail. So I want you to think about that top of your hip bone and the bottom of your rib on each side. And imagine trying to hike that hip up to the rib and then go back and then go the other side. Bringing the hip up to the rib and release, hip up to the rib and release. And see how we're just doing that movement. So as I pull up to one side, I'm stretching through the side body on the other side, okay? Hike that hip up to the rib, come back. Hike the hip up to the rib, come back. Hip up to the rib, come back. And imagine if you were a little animal, how it would look like you are wagging your tail. Keep going here. Stay with the breath. Good, and then push back into child's pose. This time, bringing your knees together, toes on top, hips to heels, head to your pillow, or whatever you have, your towel, arms reach behind. Big inhales and exhales. Belly breath to start. Continue that inhale through the diaphragm, into the lungs. And on the exhale, it's a reverse. Lungs, diaphragm, belly. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And we're going to continue here. 3 more breaths. I want you to focus on that inhale, starting in the belly. Feel that belly expand. Push into your thighs. So as your belly pushes into the thighs, it can only go so far. That's when that breath goes into that low back space. And I want you to expand that. And take that expansion into the diaphragm, right at the bottom of the rib cage. And then take that expansion further into the rib cage, into those lungs. And then for the exhale, we reverse, starting with the lungs and the rib cage, down through the diaphragm, into the belly, pulling that belly button up and in. And we do that 2 more times. And then very slowly coming onto your back. And we finish here in happy baby. Okay, so you can reach up, grab your feet with your hands. If you don't have the mobility, go ahead and use your towel or your yoga strap to help you. Okay, you want to think bottoms of the feet to the ceiling, getting those thighs as parallel to the floor as you can. And wherever you're finding that position is fine, hold it. Think about actively pressing your tailbone down into the floor. Adding a little rock side to side. And then if you'd like to extend one leg or both, and continue that rock. Okay. And then I can encourage you to finish up on your own with your breath. If you have the wall, go ahead and put legs up the wall. If that's comfortable for you. Focus on those heavy legs, letting gravity pull and letting those hip sockets kind of sink into the floor with gravity. And focus on your breath again, starting at the belly, continuing through the diaphragm, into the expansion of the lungs and rib cage, and reversing it back down. Just take a little bit of extra time here to focus on your breath before you continue with the rest of your day. I'm going to sign off. Wish you all a very happy 4th of July. And stay safe, everybody.